Hello student, today again I will explain the another video that is continuation of the last video, first video, okay? This is the second video of class 7 science, chapter number 12, reproduction in plants. In the last video I already explained about the asexual reproduction in plants, okay? In this video I will explain about the sexual reproduction in plants, okay? Before I start explaining this video, please take out your pen, pencil, notebook, scale, okay? To copy down the important topics as well as to draw the important diagrams. In today's video, you have some diagrams, okay? You need to draw it, right? And after watching this video, you can easily find out, you can easily explain, you can easily understand the types of the flower, that is unisexual flower, that is those flowers which have only one sex organs, and the bisexual flower, those type of the flower which have both the sex organs, okay? You can easily find out, you can easily understand. In normal day-to-day life, we don't know that which one is the unisexual flower and which one is the bisexual flower, but after watching this video you can definitely understand what are the unisexual flowers and what are the bisexual flowers and what are their differences, okay? And this video is the one of the most important video, and I request to you all that please watch the video till end, and if you have any doubt or any confusion, you just tell me, okay? You just let me know, I will explain, okay? If you have any doubt or any confusion. And without wasting the time, I will explain today's video, that is the reproduction in plants, mainly sexual reproduction in plants. Now see, now what is this sexual reproduction? Look here, what is this sexual reproduction? The first one, okay? The sexual reproduction is nothing that is the production of new organism from two parents. That means in sexual reproduction needs two parents, okay? By making use of their sex cells, that is gametes. Sex cell is nothing that is a gamete, is called sexual reproduction. In this sexual reproduction, it requires two organisms. One is the male, another one is the female, right? And in here, this male, they produce the male sex gametes, and female produce the female sex gametes, right? Now in the plants, okay, we study in plants. Now the reproductive parts of angiosperm, the angiosperm is nothing that is the flowering plant. Why we used to take only the flowering plants? Because the sexual reproduction of the plant is done only in the flower, only in this flower, right? Not in the other portion. The sexual reproduction in plant is done only in the flower. Okay, now next are located in the flower. That is the sexual reproduction of angiosperm, that is flowering plants, are located only in the flower, right? The main function of the flower is to make what? The main function of this flower is to make the male and the female gametes and to ensure the fertilization which takes place to make the new seed for the reproduction in plant. For the reproduction in plant, the main important function of flower is to have the reproduction. Okay, the first one is the production of the male and the female gamete. The second function is have in the fertilization. Third is to make the seeds. The seed is the what? The seed is the unit of the reproductive part of any plant, right? Now next, the different parts of the flowers are sepals. Look here, this part, this is the sepals, okay? This is the sepals, this is the outermost part, this is the sepals. Next, petals, the color one, it may be pink, it may be blue, it may be green, it may be yellow, it may be white, okay? The color part is known as the petals, okay? The color part is known as the petals. Next, stamen. Look here, this one, this part is known as the stamen. This part, okay, this is known as the stamen. Look here, the stamen, that is male reproductive part. The last one, that is the carpel or pistil. In the middle, I think you see that this long one, okay, till here is included inside the carpel, or it is also known as the pistil. This is the parts of the flower, okay, and we also know that this is the LS section, longitudinal section of the flower. Now please copy down and draw the diagram of this LS of flower. Do it, don't waste your time, okay, do first, then yes, good, all right, okay, I will go in the next page. See, look here, we are going in this page, the first type of the flower, okay. Flowers are divided into two parts, two types. One is known as the unisexual flower, right? What is unisexual flower? That is those flowers which contain only one type of sex organ, which contain only one type of sex organ. Now, there is male, there is stamen, or female, there is carpel or pistil. Now, in this type of the flower, it contains only one sex organ, either male or female. That is either stamen or carpel, anyone. Okay, I'm showing here. In this examples are papaya, watermelon, pumpkin, etc. I'm showing the examples of the this watermelon. This is the male plant, male flower of the. This is the male flower of the watermelon. Okay, this is the female flower of the watermelon. Okay, this is the female flower. In here it contains only stamen. In here it contains only ovary. This is the very protruding part. Okay, the ovary is the inferior, not superior, inferior portions. Okay, you will learn in a higher class. Okay, this is only the female part, right? This is only the male part, right? This contains only stamen. It contains only what? Carpel, right? Copy down, but don't draw these two diagram. Okay, it's no need to draw in these two diagram, but you need to understand. Okay, in the male plant, in the male sex organ, it contains only stamen, and in the female sex organ or the plant, it contains only what? Carpel or pistil, right? Then yes, next is another type. This is the bisexual flower. In the bisexual flower, look here, those flower which contain both male and female sex organs are called bisexual flower. Example, hibiscus, mustard, etc. So on, but I am giving only two. This hibiscus, this is the stamen, this is the male part, but this from here to till this last, so that is known as the carpel, right? Because of that, this hibiscus is considered as the bisexual flower. Same thing in the what mustard also. In mustard, because the flower is too small, that's why I can't able to explain. Okay, in the mustard also, like hibiscus, it also contain both the sex, that is the male and the female sex, right? That is why this hibiscus and the mustards are also included inside where? Inside in the bisexual flower. And please copy down this one also. Then okay, next goes to the next page. Next page, that is the pollination. What is meant by pollination? I think you already learned in the class 4 what is the pollination, right? Pollination is the transfer of pollen grain. Pollen grain is present in where? Inside the stamen. Okay, from the enter of a stamen to the stigma of a carpel. Right, look here, this whole part is known as the stamen, right? This is the anther lobe inside the stamen. This part is known as anther. Inside this one, small minute grains are present, that is known as the pollen grain. And next, this part is whole known as the carpel, and this part, the flattened part, is known as the stigma. The transfer of this pollen grain from this anther towards the stigma is known as the pollination, right? Now there are two types of the pollination. Okay, types of pollination. One is the self-pollination, another one is a cross-pollination. Okay, there are two types of the pollination. That is, one is the self-pollination, another one is known as a cross-pollination. Right? Self-pollination, when the pollen grains from the anther of a flower are transferred to the stigma of the same flower or another flower of the same plant. Look here, in this same plant, in this same flower, what happened? This transfer of the pollen grain from this anther to this stigma is done, right? And this type of the pollination is known as a self-pollination, right? Okay, if this is the branches, okay, in another branch of the same plant, in here the one flower is there, okay, and from in here, from this stamen or from this anther, if the pollen grain are transferred to this stamen, this stigma, it is also known as the self-pollination. Why? Because this is done only in the same plant, right? This pollination is done only in the same plant. If the pollination is done in the same plant, okay, then it is known as the self-pollination, right? Now look here, in the same flower or another flower of the same plant, right? And this is known as the self-pollination. Please copy down and draw this diagram also. Don't forget to draw this diagram. Okay, for drawing the diagram, I will, okay, you nicely draw this diagram, right? This is the most important part. Then next is known as the cross pollination. Okay, next is known as the cross pollination, when the pollen grains from the anther of a flower of one plant are transferred to the stigma of a flower to another similar plant is called cross pollination. Okay, for example, the two hibiscus plants, okay, are grown in your garden, right? These two are little distance means far away from one place to another place, right? How can this pollen grain will be transferred from the one plant to the another plant? Okay, then this is done with the help of some of the agent that is like insect, that is known as entomophily, wind, that is known as anemophily, water hydrophily, and bed ornithophily. Okay, ornithophily. Now look here, because of this agent, look here, this is the one plant, right? This is the one plant, this is the another plant, okay, and the pollen grain from this anther will be carried by this insect and then transferred to this stigma. Okay, why? Because these bees are coming to this plant for taking the nectar, right? At the time what this bees has taken some of the pollen grains, okay, or stick this pollen grain to this surface, then this bee will enter another flower. At the time what will happen, this pollen grain will be transferred to the here, okay, that is in the stigma portion. After that it will be start pollination. Now look here, in the cross pollination it is done, okay, in the two different plant of the say similar plant, or two plants of the similar plants, okay, that means for example two plants like two hibiscus plants. If in these two hibiscus plants from the one plant to the another plant, if the pollination is done, that is known as the cross pollination, right? And please copy down and draw this diagram, okay. This cross pollination diagram is also most important. Done. Okay, next, the last part of this video, that is the fertilization. What is this fertilization? The fertilization is nothing. After transferring this pollen grain to this stigma, then this pollen grain will be split up into the male gamete, and then this male gamete will be transferred inside this ovary, and inside this ovary this egg cell, that is the ovule, and the male gamete will be fused together inside here. Okay, and this type of the fusion is nothing, that is known as the fertilization. The fusion of male gamete with the female gamete inside the ovary of the flower is called fertilization, right? Please copy down this one and draw this diagram also. Okay, this very simple one. The sexual reproduction of the plant is very simple, okay. And if you have any doubt or any confusions, okay, please send one message to the WhatsApp group. I will clear your doubt. Okay. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.